Hey, quick spoiler ahead. There's gonna be a lot of graphic stuff in this video, and if it's not for you, I completely understand. But I thought I'd warn you before you get started that this is about Doom 2016, a very graphic game. So, if you don't like blood and guts, I would steer away from this video. But if you like that stuff, then here it is. Hope you enjoy. There is art in violence. Video games are often based on that principle. I take the thing, and I smash. No matter where you go, you can't seem to escape from just a little bit of bloodshed. But how do you make something unique? What am I, a psychopath? You gotta get me invested into caving some watermelons, man. For a long time, the term rated M, to me, had gone stagnant. Think about it. We had new Mortal Kombat every couple of years, Call of Duty was basically a dollar store zombie simulator, and GTA 5 was getting released for the umpteenth time. We were all getting tired of it. Shooters get this fatigue worse than any other genre. Based on the subject matter, you can understand why. It got so bad, at one point I wasn't even playing hardcore shooters. I was messing around in Overwatch like a decent human being back then. Hey, I said back then. Those people are terrible. The game ain't shit, the people ain't shit. We cool? Anyway, I can confidently say I was bored with games of the mature variety. How in the hell are you gonna make me feel like a big boy now? That's a big boy symbol. You better entertain me or I'll take that M away from you. Sadly, it seemed like the M was either for stuff that was super edgy or super cringe. From 2016 to 2020, I felt like I was missing something in my life. I wanted a challenge, and I wanted something serious. How do you make rated M fun again? Well, lo and behold, I should have looked back in time a little bit sooner, because I got my answer, and it came with Doom.
They are rage, brutal, without mercy. But you will be worse. Rip and tear, until it is done.
I'm willing to take full responsibility for the horrible events of the last 24 hours, but you must understand. Our interest in their world was purely for the betterment of mankind. Everything has clearly gotten out of hand now, yes. But it was worth the risk, I assure you.
Doom 2016, in my mind, is a breath of nasty-ass hell air, but at least I got this cool suit to breathe it in with. Some ancient part of me really loves this game. I've played it over and over, and what's crazy is I was 4 years late to the train. It's so refreshing in every single way. You start out waking up on a stone slab before blasting a zombie or two with this little dinky-ass pistol. You slide into the next room and death metal your way into a set of armor before you make your way out into the surface of Mars. And it's here that the game shows you what it's really made of. Doom is a wonderful example of all things in design working seamlessly. Despite how bleak the setting may be, you are rage incarnate, and nothing can prepare the world for you and you alone. Ripping literal beings in half and smashing skulls like a Texan smashes beer, you are the center of attention. Each enemy is a piñata and you are a walking beatdown. And when you really get in the zone, the music intensifies and the enemies try all they can to stall you as you rip and tear through each and every single one of them. No matter how far you get into this masterpiece, the only boss in the game is you. Unlike other games, it feels feasible to be this wrecking machine. Every time you're seen by other enemies, they screech and run from place to place. Even the stronger enemies are doing all they can and can't help but get melted by your touch, and I love that. Now, we have to talk about the art side of things, right? I mean, this is an art channel, right? So, what I think I like about this game a lot, art-wise at least, is how well the colors and themes balance themselves. This is the future, and the future is bleak. Mars is a red, dusty planet with abandoned machinery and facilities at every single turn. When you aren't gallivanting around in foundries or space stations, you're on the outside, toughing it out with the elements. Bits of green illuminate your path, and that's a perfect color to complement all the constant shades of blood and space rock. It pulls you to it like a stoplight, showing you where you need to go and coasting you into the next area of fodder. When you hurt an enemy enough, you can engage in something called a glory kill, a brutal finisher that again shoots blood and guts everywhere, but more importantly, it gives you health in the form of blue pegs of energy. If you ever want to feel like you were being rewarded for kicking ass, this is the way to do it. Oh, and when you chainsaw enemies, you end up getting orange pieces of ammo. Blue and orange. Compliments. Come on, man, it's too easy. This game is a big arcade shooter for adults and I'm all in on it. I played old school Doom a few times before I played this, and they definitely brought their A game with reviving the beloved franchise. There's a lot of attention to detail in regards to following a similar storyline to the OG material. You even have classic stages if you stumble upon them sometimes. Want to get better at the game? You can find things like runes or challenges that unlock new abilities. You can also find guns earlier than expected, power-ups, and make all the enemies in the current area feel like they made a mistake just being there. You can even argue that once you join the enemy on their home turf, it's even more of a playground for you and a body-filled death canyon just for them. Hell is its own beast too, from arid reds to sickly greens and yellows. Hell feels hot and unforgiving. But you are worse. When your own enemy has slabs of stone recording your deeds and how terrified you make them, you know you've done something serious. And you know what makes the experience even better? The music. I mentioned it earlier, but out of all the artistic development choices they made for this game, the most solid was the music. Mick Gordon did a phenomenal job of making what we see today as the sound of Doom. You've got all your ambient synths and foreboding bassy tones, but come on, you know exactly why you play this game. The heavy metal. If all the things I mentioned before weren't enough, the game loops you in with an aggressive soundtrack that is fueled by your aggression and the enemy's fear. The more you destroy, the more diesel gets jammed to the soundtrack. At its height, you're mowing down foe after foe and giving them a taste of Earth's mightiest synths and guitars. Even in the peace, the quietness is music itself. It's a treat that prepares you for your next butchering. This game was designed to make you want more and more until the very end. Speaking of more and more, you'll be getting a lot of more with your enemies. The enemy design is simple but very effective. Each new enemy is a remix version of what OG Doom had to offer. Zombies, revenants, mancubi, hell knights, they're all here and ready to do everything they can to stop you from completing your quest. Hell's army is truly a monstrous threat and is designed to be intimidating. But again, you are worse. The biggest and strongest enemies are just more fuel for the fire until you get to the end of the game. That's where you fight the original boss from the first game, which is just updated to fit the storyline. From very well animated sprites to horrifying 3D models, you have to contend with literal demons, fill them with lead, break their bones, and break them. No matter what they look like, to you they're just a speed bump on this expressive hate and demon suffering. Through it all, you are the star of the show. The enemies are ghastly. The music is phenomenal, the gameplay is addicting, but you are the reason the game is rated M. There is no humor in this bloodshed, just a world in which the only thing they fear is you. And that's a wrap. I really love this game and it truly broke me out of a video game stupor. I loved how impactful it was and it made me jump into the lore of the series to ensure I was kinda caught up. I know that Doom Eternal is its own thing, but that's a separate video for some other time. If you've played Doom 2016, or maybe at least have seen some gameplay, what do you think about it? Do you have any other games I should have a look at too? Maybe I should just go ahead and talk about Doom Eternal next. Comment below and maybe I'll take you up on that. And while you're there, subscribe to keep in the loop for when I update you all on future videos. Until then, don't be thirsty, avenge Daisy, and try not to open portals into hell in the first place. I'll see you dogs later.
Loser! You're a loser! Are you feeling sorry for yourself? Well, you should be, because you are dirt! You make me sick, you big baby!